What's happening, guys? Welcome back to this week's episode of Let's Talk. So this is going to be part 2 of the games that I saw coming out at the E3 press conferences and things, game trailers and things like that I personally really like the look of and I took interest in. Once again, as last time, I won't be going over everything because I'll be here for absolutely ages. But I just wanted to let you know the games that I saw that really sort of piqued my interest, and I'll just sort of do a little bit on each of those. So first one today, I'm going to the Ubisoft press conference. They had quite a lot going on, and a lot of it looks really good, guys. So the first game I'm gonna go into is the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now this looks cool, I won't deny it looks fun, it looks very different. And basically you've got the Raving Rabbids, if you guys remember those, enter the Mushroom Kingdom and things just go a bit mental because of it, everything becomes unstable. Apparently it's going to be the style of Mario game that's never been done before. It seems to be a sort of tactical style action game, so the combat, when you go into sort of these specific combat areas, battle zones, it seems very similar to sort of the XCOM style, tactical style sort of combat, which I think is really cool. I think that's a really awesome take on the Mario game, something that's definitely not been done in the Mario series before, so I think that'll be good fun. And there's lots of different things like explosive areas of battle zones with different effects, there's pipes you can jump through, and all the characters get sort of different abilities and techniques, so you can mix and match and things like that. So I think that's going to be really cool. I think you guys definitely need to keep an eye out for that one when it comes out, because that looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. The next one I wanted to talk about was Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I am personally a massive fan of the Assassin's Creed game. Unfortunately, I am a couple of games behind, and I know I say I'm a massive Assassin's Creed fan, but I'm still a few games behind, but I really am a big fan. I love the games. They have their flops at certain points, like we all know sort of Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't the greatest. Well, I definitely don't think it was. It was a good game overall, it just wasn't a great Assassin's Creed game. But then they've had absolute belters like the Ezio trilogy, and Assassin's Creed 4 was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins, I cannot wait for this one, guys. Set in Egypt, which I think is so cool. I think that's a great place to have it. I believe it's supposed to show how the Assassin's Order actually began, which I think's a brilliant take, because for ages now we've seen all through different times, and the whole time I've been sitting there going, I want to know how this all started, and hopefully this is going to answer that question. The combat has been completely revamped apparently, so you're going to be using shields, it's a lot more in depth. Using stealth is meant to be a lot more in depth than certain things like that. There's going to be actual bosses now, which is cool, and like the combat's going to be slightly different for bosses. They'll have health bars and all that kind of thing, which I think's awesome, like, because that was one thing Assassin's Creed was missing. Like, all the enemies were all effectively the same. If you got them, they could all die fairly instantly if you got them correctly, so that's going to really change things up a bit, and I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic. The setting looks brilliant, like as I said, set in Egypt, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I bet it's going to be big as well, which I'm really looking forward to. You get a little eagle companion, which I think is really cool, because obviously throughout the entire Assassin's Creed game, eagles have obviously been in it, but it's never really explained why. So maybe this eagle companion, and it being like how the order began, is going to be why the eagles are through it, and you can actually play as the eagle, and you can explore, and you can tag enemies and things like that as the eagle. So I think that is going to be fantastic. Like, I cannot wait. It looks like they've really sort of done their job well on this one. Like, they've not just been racking game after game out on it. They've really gone away for a year and gone, do you know what? let's revamp this, let's really put everything into it. And I think from the looks of things, I really think they have. So that's due to be out on October 27th. That's for the PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One X and the PC. So keep your eye out for that one, guys. I know I definitely am. The next one is South Park The Fractured But Whole. Obviously we all know this game was coming out, it's been talking about it for ages, but there was another trailer at the press conference which I just thought looked great. It looks absolutely fantastic. I loved the Stick of Truth. I thought it was a brilliant take on the South Park series, absolutely awesome game. And it looks like this new one, The Fractured But Whole, is sort of taking the mick a little bit out of the Marvel versus DC franchises, so I think that's going to be good fun. I think that's just going to be a good fun South Park journey based around superheroes. So keep your eye out for that one, guys. It's out October 2017. The next one is a big one, and I know a lot of people I think are going to love this, and that is Skull and Bones. It is a pirate game set obviously in the pirate era, and from what I could tell is obviously Assassin's Creed Black Flag seems to be the big pirate game. Everyone sort of looked at it and went, this does pirating right. Now if only someone could take this and make a full-on pirate game, it would be sorted. Now it looks to be that that's what Ubisoft has done, and they've taken that general stuff from Assassin's Creed Black Flag and really just made a full-on pirate game and made it its own. The trailer looked phenomenal. It really looks like the pirate game everyone wants. There's apparently a shared systematic world, so you can either play solo or you can group up with friends. There's going to be sort of seasonal seasons, so like in these seasons you can try and take over the Indian Ocean and become sort of like the big pirate throughout these seasons as well, which I think is going to be good fun. There's a PvP 5v5 mode called Loot Hunt, which they showed a little bit of, and that looks really cool. Obviously 2 teams, 5v5, and it's literally you have to get as much loot as possible, and different kind of ships have different strengths and weaknesses, so you need to build your team properly and all these different things like that. So it looks like they've got a lot going into it, even something small like there's actual wind directions, so you need to try and work with the wind to move faster and little things like that. It really does look good. They actually showed some pre-alpha gameplay of the Loot Hunt, and it looked really fun. It looked like a real fun game, so I'm definitely going to be looking out for that one. It's coming out PS4, Xbox One, Xbox One X, PC in the fall 2008. So yeah, that is definitely one we're going to want to play. Another one from South Park that was shown, it's a very minor one, and it's actually they're bringing out a phone game. The only reason I mention this is because it actually just looks like one of those good phone games that looks quite entertaining to have. I'm not a massive mobile gamer, but there are a few games that I do enjoy just to waste time, like when you're on the bus or train and things like that. And this one's called Phone Destroyer, and it looks like it's taken sort of the gameplay fighting style of the original game, you know, that turn-based combat, and just shoved loads of different classes and stuff like knights, cowboys, Indians, angels, bards, and just loads more like that. So I think that would just be good fun to play, you know, when you're just traveling around, when you just need to waste some time. I think that'll be a good one. It'll be good fun. Another one they showed was a Far Cry 5. They showed did a bit of gameplay trailer and just a general trailer. Now that looks like a good one. The storyline is set in a little place called Hope County, and basically this fanatical cult has taken over. But it looks like it's not just you in this Far Cry game. All the other Far Cry games, sort of, it's just mainly you. You don't really, like, obviously there are other NPCs, but they don't really do much. Like, it's usually just you doing everything. And so in this one, it seems you're actually part of a Guns for Hire group, which seems pretty cool. Like, there's a dog, there's a bunch of different people in your group, and you can actually tell them what to do, where to go, give you cover, and just little bits like that that just makes it feel like you're really part of a team and you're controlling this team a lot more. It looks like it's going to be very open. The graphic and art style looked very bright and vibrant, which really gave it that feel of where it's going to be set, which I think is going to be absolutely awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one, guys. And the last one from Ubisoft that I'm going to talk about is they showed it right at the end, and that was a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, Beyond Good and Evil became a massive cult classic, and that was nearly 15 years ago. So for nearly 15 years, people have been clamoring and begging for a sequel, and it turns out they've got it. But actually what it's going to be is it's actually going to be a prequel. So it's going to be set before the first one. It looks very entertaining. There's a load of different sort of sentient animals and humans, and it did say a little bit about it, and something like tests were done to create these sort of human animal hybrids, which is sort of how it all came about. But it does look very entertaining. In the trailer there was a monkey with a pretty foul mouth, which is quite entertaining, but he had like a jetpack and a robotic arm that he could shoot to grab onto things. That was quite entertaining. And yeah, so there's this whole thing around space travel, and you have a crew. You can build up your crew, you can build your ship, you can add to your ship, and apparently they're making it so the ship can be so big that it can actually store other ships that you make or get and things like that. I don't have too much info on it other than that, sort of what I saw, but it looks fantastic. Anyone who is a fan of Beyond Good and Evil, you're going to already know about this and you're going to want to pick this up. So, but anyone who's not a fan, the first game was great. This looks even better, so definitely keep your eyes on the skies for that one, guys. Next part is I'm going to just do a couple of things from Bethesda. There wasn't huge amounts that I really wanted to talk about from Bethesda. A lot of it was just sort of updates and little things, sort of like they're bringing Doom and Fallout 4 to VR, which for the fans of VR, I think that would be good fun. That would be a good time, you know, those are good games to have on VR, very entertaining, big open world on the Fallout 4 and just fast-paced action with Doom. There's this thing they're doing called Creation Club, which is a bunch of creators in a community basically creating things for Fallout 4 and Skyrim. So they'll be adding armors, weapons, different kind of crafting, different gameplay elements, and possibly anything else you can think of. So it's almost like a modding community, but sort of an official modding community, I guess, is what I would take away from that. And you can sort of get credits and buy these, which then get instantly put into your game. And it looks quite cool. I mean, I don't know too much about it. I just sort of reeling off what I kind of heard from the press conference. But it sounds like quite a cool idea. Whether it goes ahead or not, who knows? Because I mean, obviously the modding community is massive as it is, but I suppose it just takes it to a different style of modding. In a way, if it's anything like that at all. One game that I saw, which I am very excited about, and that is Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. Now, I am a huge Dishonored fan. When I first got Dishonored 2 especially, I loved that game. I completed that 3 times back to back, just straight. I didn't touch any other game. I just played it once, just how I wanted to, loved it, played it again sort of in a specific way, then I played it a 3rd time in a specific way, and I just kept playing it. I played it 3 times, completed it 3 times, just non-stop, because it was so much fun, and the first one was great fun as well. Now this one seems to be, you play as the character Billy from the second one, and it seems that the trailer seems to show that she rescues someone, and that actually they're planning to kill the outsider, who's the guy who gives what's his face's powers in the first and second one. So I think that'll be cool, and it seems like Billy has some sort of powers of her own. They seem to be more sort of not outside of powers, but seem to be sort of like she's got like an electric arm and like a robotic eye. So it seems like they're sort of powers that have been made for her, almost like contraptions, I suppose. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Technological advancements to help simulate sort of powers, which I think will be cool. The next thing they did was they just announced that Quake World Championships was coming. It's coming back. One of the biggest esports that was around back in the day is coming back with the new Quake. And so any Quake fans, any esports fans, look out for that, because that'll be good fun. And the last thing I was going to talk about was they showed a trailer for Wolfenstein 2, and that looked pretty damn awesome. It looks like it's set in an America, but where all the Nazis have taken over, and basically you're trying to put together a revolution effectively. The gameplay they showed looked pretty spectacular. You've got a lot of stuff going on there. There's lots of robots and machines that you can like either fight with by hopping on the backs of, or you fight against. So that looks like one that's going to be a good one. That really does. I definitely recommend that, because that's coming out 27th of October 2017. So there was a lot of good stuff. As I said before, guys, apologies if I've missed anything out that you thought looked awesome. I just wanted to sort of reel off a couple of things that really stuck out to me. So hopefully, maybe if you didn't see, or maybe if you hadn't heard, these are the things that I personally really took an interest in. So, but if there's anything I've missed off, feel free to let me know in the comments. What did you think of the Ubisoft and Bethesda press conference? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But yeah, so that's all the time I've got for today, guys. I will be back next week, and I believe next week I'm going to be going over some of the stuff that came from the PC gaming show and also the Microsoft press conference. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give me a like, share and subscribe. It helps out a hell of a lot, guys. And I will catch you later. Take it easy, guys.